Divine Divas, let's talk about she who scales without burning out. Before we get into the details of that, let me tell you a story. Imagine this: there is a queen who stands in her castle staring out at her kingdom. She's built this empire with her bare hands, brick by brick. But now, every morning when she walks the same halls, she feels a weight. The crown that she fought so hard for feels heavier on her head. She doesn't feel the joy anymore, and the freedom that she created all of this for is gone. Now, why? It is because she is trying to manage every guard, clean every room, run every corner of this castle that she built. She's gripping on so tightly to what built it that she can't expand beyond it. And here's the truth: you can't rule the kingdom and sweep the floors at the same time. You have to rise higher. You have to. So, what's important for you to take away from that is, you know what? Burnout doesn't look the same for you as it did when you were building it. Burnout now will show up differently. It shows up with you saying yes to all the things because you don't want to miss out on an opportunity, but your body is saying no. You're creating offers that sell out, but you feel drained even before facilitating them. You feel like you've outgrown your business and don't know how to expand without breaking everything that you've already built. And then you're surrounded by people who admire you, but you realize that no one gets what is really going on in your life and what you're holding. And so the truth is that no one tells you this. Like burnout, and I don't really like using that word, but it's a word that you'll get. So burnout, I'm putting that in quotes, at a higher level isn't about working harder or longer, but it is about carrying a weight. You feel like you're carrying a weight all by yourself, and it gets heavier and heavier, and it's a weight that no longer belongs to you, and your vision looks totally different, and that's why. So let me tell you what's actually happening. See, you built this success and you used amazing strategies that were very great for you and got you to where you are. And so, because every time, like when you were building, you were like, oh, I get to switch and tweak this strategy, and I'm going to switch and tweak this strategy, and I'm going to do this, right? And that helped. And you kept building and meeting all these milestones. But you are at a space where strategy is not going to save you. No new planner, no new system, no new automation, no new course, like none of that. And it's because it really isn't about tweaking a strategy. You've just outgrown the version of the you who built that empire. And now your energy is stretched between the woman who you used to be and the woman who you know you are. Divinity in a body. Divine divas, are you listening? And it's just tension. The weight that you're feeling is tension. It's not about the work. It's not about the clients. It's about the fact that you are carrying energy that doesn't belong to you. You are being someone that isn't in alignment with where you're going, and it feels freaking uncomfortable. And what you need to do is about recalibrating energetically. It is about an energetic strategy, not a physical strategy or a logical strategy. It's not about that. It is becoming the energetic CEO. This is the version of you that leads from power, not pressure. And see, there's a couple of things here. Like, number one, you've been wearing an armor that doesn't fit you. This is the armor of people pleasing, over delivering because you want to make sure everyone likes it, when you know that just what you do, even if you did the bare minimum, which you would never do, even if you did that, it would blow people's mind. But here you are over delivering and digging yourself into a hole, getting exhausted, holding roles that you know you've outgrown. And it's time for you to take this armor off, because the level of leadership that you're being called into is requiring for you to be full woo, full you, full like unarmored, because you're not needing to protect yourself, because you are divinity. You are in your God frequency. You are divinity in a body. There isn't anything you're running from. You don't need to people please. You are it. You are the energy. People are coming for you and for what you're sharing. There's no armor. You don't need to people please. You know how to share this information. All of that is old. Number two, the roles you have outgrown. I talked a little bit about it, but you see, the woman who built this business and was all hands on, in the dirt, in the ground, like on, doing all the things, is not the same woman who is leading this empire. And this doesn't mean you have to have a team of 7,000. I know lots of my clients have multi-million-dollar businesses with teams of 2 people. And maybe they'll have another where they're hiring their husband or their partner. So it's like their husband, their partner, and then like a in-person or someone who's their assistant and helps them with the community management and stuff. So this isn't saying you need a huge team. You can do this I have multi-million-dollar businesses with teams of 2. So you don't need a huge team. But there are certain things that you get to delegate. And you've got to trust that you've hired the right person or people that will handle it. You've taught them well. You've taught them to do it the way you know to do it. And you trust that they have brilliance that you don't even have, and they can blow your mind and make everything that much better. And so there are roles that you've outgrown that it's time for you to let go, because those roles no longer serve you. And as the CEO, you've got to stop being everything. You are the visionary. You are the leader. You are divinity. And that goes for number 3. You need to anchor into your God frequency. This is your divine power. This is the oneness with it all. When you are fully anchored into your divinity, into your God frequency, you stop forcing and then you attract. You stop people pleasing and you magnetize. You stop forcing and you begin to lead with ease, and it feels natural. When you are in God frequency, there is no burnout. You see, there is so much that you get to remember when it comes to scaling without burnout. In order to expand your business exponentially without burnout, you have to really own that divine nature that you are. All that is, the source of everything, is you. Within you is a spark of you, and decided that it wanted to experience life through you. So when you're playing small, when you're people pleasing, when you're deciding, oh my God, I can't launch this because this person may not like it, or I can't change this topic to what I really want to talk about and what really lights me up, because Instagram Reels is what sells, and when I go into the strategy place, it's what makes me the money. Look, I'm never telling you to burn your business down. We don't do that here. It's not about burning your business down. There's ways that you can automate the things that were working. There's ways that you can put a title or a tag on some of your old things that you're no longer teaching, and to say, this is the foundation, this is where you go, self-study this is gonna blow your mind, and then when you're ready, come into this. Like, there's so many ways that you don't have to you don't have to get rid of anything that you've ever created. If you knew all the changes that I've made along these 13 years of being in business, and the things that I've created, that I've shifted, I've changed, I've gotten deeper, I've gotten, let things go. I've changed. Like, I had 16,000 people go through human design and Gene Keys programs with me, and I decided to scrap that entire methodology because it was no longer where I needed to go. And so there's some difficult decisions that you'll have to make as you are scaling, and scaling with ease. And you also get to say, I don't have to do it all by myself. You aren't all by yourself. Look, let me tell you about the woman who you are becoming. You are definitely the queen. You did build a community, a huge, like, entire kingdom of things. And I want you to imagine yourself stepping out of the castle, letting the guards handle the security, letting your council advise on decisions, and then coming to your own trust about what you want to do. But trusting that the people or the person that you have can manage a lot of the day to day, and you can focus on the big picture, the vision, the what you're creating, the mission, the kingdom that you've created, that you're ready to expand, because you don't need to manage every little single thing. Look, I created Divinity House, and I called it the space that holds all of you. And that is because I know what it feels like to create a space and create a kingdom, and then feel like everything's all on you and you have nowhere else to go. And that's why Divinity House is here, to be the space that can hold all of you. It is a space that doesn't flinch at your power. In fact, it doesn't ask you to shrink or try to fix you or make you more relatable. You don't need to talk about strategy. You don't need to do all of that. You get to come into a place where your God frequency feels normalized, where your vision is, of course, where wealth, luxury, and power and spirituality all exist together. Is a space designed for women like you, the visionary, the CEO, the queen who's created the kingdom, and she's ready to expand it, but not on the back of herself. It's where you stop managing everything and start expanding. Look, you were born for this. And you didn't come here to be buried by your own success. You didn't build the empire to feel small inside of it. You came here to lead. But you can't lead from a space of burnout. You need to recalibrate. Frequency is the number one thing. This is why my process of aligned soul alchemy, why frequency alchemy, both of those things are the number one and two things that we do, because it is time to embody the energetic CEO who manages her energy like her life depends on it, who stays in the zone even when things come up, even when circumstances pop up. You know how to get back into the zone, not by ignoring, not by placing your head in the sand, not by trying to squelch things that don't feel uncomfortable, but by feeling all of that fully, moving it through your body, and then deciding, where are we going? Divinity House is here to hold you, support you, and remind you of the power that you already are. You were born for this. And I'm just here to remind you of that. Hugs, kisses, all the feels. Stay bougie, be healed, and keep it divine.